I do Airbnbs as well.
Oh wow.
And I mean, I'm only 23.
Wow, you're so young.
Yeah, but I know I think differently than others. Like I didn't party. I didn't do any of those things. You know, because I feel a lot of pressure that I have to do things for my family. Like even now, necessarily, I don't need to work because I have 7 Airbnbs. Yeah, but I'm like I have to like I don't know. I just have to keep doing it. I guess.
It's a lot of your inclination, you know, you're an entrepreneur,
that and
businessman.
YouTube. I'm telling you, YouTube is the best thing in the entire world. Like, I learned how to get an LLC and EIN, how to do business credit, all of that with a 620 credit score. A 620 credit score. I started it all off with no money, like literally no money.
Whoa.
And I learned it from YouTube, but people don't. I feel like a lot of people don't share it. It's like so weird to me that like it's not readily known that everyone can kind of start a business if you have an LLC. Which I mean, it was $125 for me to get started. Let me say that. But $125, at some point you'll have $125 to get started. You know. And I got my LLC. I went to Bank of America. I took out a business loan of $25,000. I got 2 Airbnbs like a month after that when I got my business credit card. Again, 620 credit score.
Wow.
You know? And then within a year and a half, I was able to scale to 7.
Wow. That's fast.
Really
fast. That's good. That's congrats.
Thank you.
You get apartments or?
Yeah, I do rent arbitrage. So I don't own any of the houses either. So.
Better.
Yep. But it's crazy because I feel like no one knows it. Well, everyone knows about it, but no one does it.
Yeah.
Everyone likes to make it seem like, oh, it's so much harder than it is. And it's not at all.
Or everybody's just scared of the risk, or they're scared that they overthink it.
Yeah, overthink it.
Right.
And
I'm guilty.
Yeah, a lot of people are. My parents were like, that's such a bad decision. Like, you already have student loans. I was $150,000 in student loan debt, and I paid it off in 2 years. Yep, I paid off in 2 years. And my parents were like, no, like you're not going to get a degree, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. And I always tell myself, don't let anybody's fear play into you because in my head, my biggest regret would be if I did try it, I guess.
True.
And if it, you know, and then I would be like, man, I'm working this job I really hate for the rest of my life. Whereas, you know, I'm young, so if I really, you know, effed up on $20,000 in debt, then okay, I was already $150,000 in debt, so what's another $20,000?
Yeah.
I was like, what's another $20,000 if it really messes up, you know? And thankfully it didn't. Thankfully it didn't. It wasn't hard, I'm telling you. If you want to do it, you can do it. It's the easiest thing in the world.
And what's a good channel or I didn't watch?
What's a good what?
Oh, YouTube channel that you watch for that.
Oh, I literally just looked up rental arbitrage. TikTok is like a good place to start too. But like, there's these people called B&B Breakdown or Airbnb Breakdown. Anaya and Bryce are the people that I watch, and they have like a Sunday seminar every Sunday, and they tell you everything that you have to do to get started. And then of course at the end it's like, you know, join my course for $1,200. No, you don't even do that. Everything that they gave me for free that's all I needed.
Oh wow.
You know, like, and then yeah, I got my LLC. Once I got my LLC, a month later I got my business credit card, only because I had the 620 credit score at the time. I was only able to get like $3,000 in business credit, but I used it for like a month and a half on like groceries and paid off right away. And it started up my own business credit because it's different from your personal. And then I went to the bank and I had like $680 in business credit because I was paying it off directly, like I was paying in full, like I spent $50 paying in full, spent another $50 paying in full, whatever. So very quickly I was able to get like a $680.
So
and
you were buying regular stuff with
my business credit card, just so I can get like business credit.
Oh. Okay.
And so then I went to Bank of America and I was like, hi, I would like to take out a small business loan, and they gave it. You could have taken up to $50,000, but I said let me do $20,000. Took out $20,000. I I got the two Airbnbs in the same apartment complex in Arizona, in Scottsdale, Arizona. Because it's cheaper. It took me about $5,000 to furnish both of them. And I did that as a business loan.
Dang.
I did the first and the last, or the first and security, that's what, first and security. And that basically was all, you know. And then everything that I made with it, I would pay off rent, pay off the loan, pay off rent, pay off the loan, pay off rent, pay off the loan,
Wow.
and like keep like 20% to savings. So I was saving like $1,500 a month combined.
Wow.
And then what I did it again. I just repeated the process. So once I got to another 6,000, I got another Airbnb. So it was like 3 months type of thing. Every 3 months, I just kept adding on another.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was able to slowly start to put stuff aside for me. I wasn't really getting paid until like five Airbnbs because I had a lot of student loan debt, so I had to pay that off, and I had to pay off the other 20,000. But then, yeah,
Wow.
it worked. And now my parents are like, "Oh, this is such a good idea." Now they're starting their Airbnbs or whatnot. But never listen to what people say because it's like. The quote that always comes in my mind is like, never take advice from someone who's never been where you're trying to go. And I would not, I don't think I would have anything or even be living out here or traveling or doing anything that I did because, and I'm young, so a lot of people tell you a lot of things.
True.
You know, a lot of people are like, no, that's stupid, don't do that, no, that's dumb. And I was like, well, you know what, I'm young, dumb, and broke, so I can't get broker. So I might as well try, and it worked out. And now I'm meeting these people, and my boyfriend does music, which is really why I'm trying to work with them. Which kind of seems like a little grimy in my opinion, but like, the people you know, it's the only way to get into the music industry, stuff like that. But it's really weird. I don't know, LA's weird to me, I feel like. It's just like, you can do, like, life changes very fast here. Whereas I feel like New York, it wasn't like that. But here, it's like, you bump into someone, this person might know this person who knows this person. It's really weird.
Like the opportunities are very
Available.
different, right?
Yeah.
More music, business,
A
restaurant.
lot of opportunities, like, yeah. But that's what I'm teaching my sisters. I'm like, go out, do stuff. Because if you stay home and you stay safe, you're never gonna grow. They're learning, picking up on it. But I'm thankful now that I'm getting my sisters into Airbnbs, and my brothers still are like, oh, it's not a good market, it's not a good market. And I'm like, okay, don't listen, because they won't listen to me because they're younger than me, or I'm younger than them.
Yeah.
So they will never listen to me. And I'm like, okay, like, keep thinking that, but even if it is, you only have to do it for a couple months to be fine.
And it's cool because you're not worrying about the crazy interest rates that are right now. That's the landlord.
And they don't listen to me.
So it's a perfect market, no matter what.
I'm like, no matter what, it's none of my business.
Yeah.
Even like, and then in Airbnb, you have like $10 million in insurance if anything happens.
Oh wow.
And again, they're like, no, but what if somebody does it? Airbnb covers it.
Yeah.
You're covered. Everything's covered.
Yeah.
I've had no issues.
Now, does Airbnb care if it's a permit structure? No? Oh wow. That's true because they have like, what was it?
As long as the landlord knows.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to do it without the landlord knowing.
Right.
But there's a lot of places that accept it. You know? And if you have one Airbnb, or like what we did, we got two at the same time, and it was in the same apartment complex, we got the same cleaners, we have the same cleaners that we've always had.
Everything's automated.
Everything's automated. We go on Hospitable. It automates all of your bookings for you. PriceLab automates all of your pricing to make sure that it's going on the right wave with everyone. So it's not, yours isn't too high or it's not too low. It like equals it out.
Wow.
I have automated messages. It's pretty automated. And then if there is an issue, the cleaners will take a picture of it and show it to us, and we'll go out. But it's pretty automated. I'm trying to scale to like 20 before 2025.
Yeah, there you go.
Really interesting.
Like I got a car on Turo. Well, I had a couple, but that's not worth it. Airbnb is way better.
Airbnb is, but Turo's still a good idea though.
Yeah,
Still a good idea.
yeah. I feel like well, right now I just had it because I owe the car.
Yeah. I'm like so afraid to get a car, and that's like, I don't know, that's like.
They already hit it once.
Yeah.
It's
It is a little bit more liability, I guess, because people, how reckless they are.
And then, like, randomly you get booked and like, oh, I have to go out of my way to go take the car.
Do you have an LLC or anything?
No, I don't have nothing like that.
Well, try to, because you can put 5 different businesses under an LLC, and you can do Airbnbs. Get your LLC, get your business credit, whatever. Only use it for your car thing, you know. And in a couple months you'll be, you know, or even again, like use it to spend on groceries and then pay it off with your Turo money.
Right.
And then you can do it and just have Turo as a business. Or I mean, you can also even get just a business loan for Turo for quote unquote another car or whatever.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily matter. But if you're getting an LLC is the holy grail of everything.
It permits a lot more stuff, right? More taxes.
A lot. And taxes, it takes out a lot for taxes. Everything's a write-off. If you work at home, since you're driving your car, your gas is a write-off. You're going to get the money back in taxes for it. That's why I Uber everywhere.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Although I could still get a car and write it off, but my boyfriend doesn't have his license. And I hate driving. Like, I'm deathly afraid of driving. I'm really afraid. I was in a really bad accident, like when I was 16, and it just kind of like stunned my growth. I think driving and stuff. But I lived in the city, so I didn't necessarily need to drive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, like
What part?
I was in Astoria, Queens.
Oh, okay, Queens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I just never needed to drive, and now it's out here, and I'm like, oh my god, I actually need to drive. Like I need to get a car and drive, but I cannot do it.
I don't want to drive forever either.
Yeah. Well, if you have a business idea, if you have anything, just go for it.
Yeah.
And don't let people tell you no, because it took Einstein 1,000 different tries before you got the light bulb.
Right.
It took, you know, Jeff Bezos and all this other stuff. The amount of times you fail doesn't matter. It just means you're getting closer to success.
True.
And
that's true.
a lot of people are, you know, they're like hurt by failure. You know, like, oh, this didn't work out for me. But hey, you learned something that now you're not gonna do again.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Always just go for it.
Man, I see a potential YouTuber.
Yeah.
With your information, a lot of people will definitely watch.
I know, I should do YouTube, but I don't know. I'm not like a...
Could be time consuming though, like editing and
Yeah.
but still.
I still feel new, I guess. I don't know.
Man.
It's only been like a year and a half, but it's like, yeah.
You're way ahead of the curve.
I still feel new in there.
I post videos and I don't even know shit.
No, but still, I mean, I get, but even YouTube is a passive income and all that stuff. Like, there's so many different things. If you hone into one thing, it's gonna work out. And I struggled with that a little bit before, because I was always trying to do this and dabble a little bit into whatever. And then I was like, nah, just go full force into this. Because I made that plan like one night where I was like, no, I'm gonna do Airbnb. My boyfriend's like, yeah, let's do Airbnb. And like, we got it together within like 4 months. But it just was like, just stick to it and just do it.
Think Airbnb in LA is not a good idea?
No, Airbnb in LA is a great idea. When I first got started, I was afraid, like, what if nobody rented it out and I had to pay for rent?
Like big rent, huh?
You know, whereas in Scottsdale, I have, like, my first 2 that I got were 2 bedrooms for $1,800.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, this is a better idea because I'm gonna get paid more because it's 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, but it's for less money.
Right.
And God forbid I would be able to, like, you know, work something out and pay for that. Whereas here, like, if I get a 2 bedroom up here, I'm looking at almost $3,000.
That's true, man.
But once you get it, it's pretty much automated. So, you know, get all the furniture out there. Or what we did, we had a storage, and we sent a lot of the big stuff, the big items, to the storage, like the month before we were able to move in.
Oh.
And then we got there, we just rented our U-Haul, put it all in there, and we did the 2 houses or 2 apartments at once because it was in the same apartment complex. So it was pretty like. But in LA, you're gonna get more money, even though you. If I knew now, I would say do it in LA. But since I just have them in Arizona, I just stuck with it in Arizona. But if I knew now, I would start in LA because LA, you're gonna make more money. Oh, and another thing too is get like B&B calculator. You just look it up and you put an address in it. Then it'll tell you how much Airbnb would revenue you make from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you get to keep about 70%. And
damn.
Yeah, about 70% of it. But if you're nervous to start, do Airbnb co-hosting. So like before I did an Airbnb, like, and I did it for a month. I co-hosted for this guy who had 25 properties, and he was making close to like 150,000 a month.
Wow.
And I got 7% of that.
Damn.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, oh no, we have to do it. I have to do it or whatever. So yeah, do that. But Airbnbs are really
co-hosting is like you're helping.
Yeah, it's just you're helping. So you would like manage the property. So like managing the cleaners. But again, you can automate all of it. Sometimes people just don't do research, and they just were like, you know, sometimes people have money and they're just like, oh, I could just pay somebody else to do it. Me, I'm too frugal and I was too broke for too long that I'm like, I will literally penny pinch on everything. But you can automate all of it. So even when you have the job, even when I did it, I was like, okay, how can I automate this? Because I'm still working full time. And I found Hospitable. I was able to automate the bookings, make sure that, because he had it on VRBO and he had his places on Airbnb. So just in case, like if someone booked it on VRBO, it wouldn't be also booked on Airbnb. So I got Hospitable for it. I did Price Labs for it. Hospitable also does automated messages for your smart locks and all this other stuff, which is another reason I'm able to do it remotely, is because we have all of our Airbnbs have smart locks on it and Ring cameras. So whenever they leave, we just change the lock code. Our cleaners can come in. When the cleaners leave, we change the lock code for our new guests. But he didn't know any of that. He had like, everything was very like, he was responding to everybody. Like it was just too much for him. Like, and I was like, dude, take 15 minutes to just look up how to automate my Airbnb business. That's what I did. And I was able to automate it for him super quickly. But then after I automated it for him, he didn't need me. I automated it for him.
Dang.
So, but you know what? I got a lot of money that month. So
yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'll do it myself. It worked out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're spitting a lot of valuable information.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's don't let people make you feel like it's hard, because I think that's what would have stopped me. Everyone was like, no, it's not as easy as it sounds. And I was like, nah, it sounds pretty easy. Like, it's not hard. And I was like, I'm looking for something where I don't have to work too much. And if I wanted to still work my job or still work on other aspects of whatever, I could do it. And I really originally wanted it just as a side hustle, but now each property that I have makes at least $3K a month after paying back bills and Airbnb fees. That's 7, like, you know.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm looking to, like, I want to be making what that guy was making, $125,000, and then I'll feel like I'm safe enough to like do stuff, I guess. Because even now I'm like, I don't feel safe for him. Like, my boyfriend's like, we can relax, we can get this. And I'm like, I'm not buying designer until I have designer money. Like, I'm not doing that stuff. Like, no. Especially because I lived without it for so long, I don't need it.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like, $4,000 on a bag. No, absolutely not. I'm not doing it. This bag works just as good, and I've had this for about 4 years. And it was $4.
Oh, wow.
I'm not doing that. No, it was literally $4. I'm not doing it. My brother said, no, we can't. And I sometimes he gets annoyed with me because I'm still like, again, like we haven't gotten a car, and I'm like, we're not there yet. Like, we're only at the point of making like $20K a month. Like, I want to be making 50 before I even think about a car or think about doing anything else. Like, or you know, because we want to eventually, Airbnb is at the long term, but because we want to get like a duplex or a quadplex or whatever. Condominium, I think maybe, where it's like 4 apartments.
Oh.
And then and do that, and then maybe get into bigger apartments and things like that. Like that's my ultimate goal. I feel like.
Like eventually buy them, or?
Yeah, like eventually buy them. Like that's my ultimate goal. So I keep thinking in my head like save, and don't act like a millionaire because you're not a millionaire. Like you're not there.
Right.
You still make less than a doctor, so you're not there. Like it's just not for me. So I keep thinking in my head like, and if you keep just reinvesting and reinvesting and reinvesting, and we do 2 dinners a month. I'm like, that's a weekend, it's 2 dinners.
Wow, you're very, very like on point, very focused.
Yeah, I really am. I really am. Because I've seen a lot of horror stories about that too. Like the guy, again from YouTube, where he was making a lot of money, and then he started, since I'm making $15K, I can actually move into that apartment that's $3,000 for a 2-bedroom, or $3,500 for a 2-bedroom. Oh, and let me also get my car. Well, my car payment's $900 plus insurance. That stuff adds up very quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, $20K, it seems like a lot, but by the time you want to save and invest into other things, and get food, and if you want to travel or just other things, like I had my cat. She had like a hairball situation, so I had to spend like $4,000 on a bed.
Wow.
But imagine I was like, every month I was spending $4,000 in the bag. Now I'm at $15,000 for the month. If I put $5,000, like I don't have enough for that to do that yet. You know what I mean? Like it seems like a lot, but it's not a lot when you're trying to like keep getting more houses and doing stuff like that. Like that's my ultimate goal. Like if I could own an apartment complex where there's like 100 apartments and rent it out, then I'll be like fine.
Right.
But until then, I'm like, I'm not there. I want to. But my mom's like, you need to relax. You never relax. I'm like, I'm not ready to. And I have so much family too. I have so much family. So gotta keep motivated for them. And then my parents work so hard, so. And helping them as well, because like I said, like I grew up with seven kids in a 3-bedroom apartment in New York City, plus my 2 parents. So it's like I'm also helping people out as well because I understand. So by the end of the month, I don't have enough to be getting a car and doing this and doing that.
Yeah, I think in the back of your head, you're also thinking about your family.
Yeah. About it. And then even my boyfriend, same situation, like grew up in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, you know what I mean, like very hick side of town, and didn't have a lot, stuff like that. And we have different viewpoints, because he's like, we have it now, like let's enjoy it, and in my head I'm like, no, we're not there yet. If we can't help every single person individually at this point, we're not there. We gotta get in. But eventually, I know we're on the right track, but I'm desperately afraid of being broke. Okay.
Hey, well, you're always gonna have that knowledge to rebuild in case.
Yeah. Yes, that's very true. Very true.
They can take it away, but they'll never take it away.
Yeah. It's just, I think that's the aspect that gets me scared, is that at any moment anything can be taken away from you, type of thing. And I'm like, once I'm not there, I'll be there. But fortunately, I'm still in that mindset. I'm still in fight or flight.
Yeah, and you got that energy too. Like it's, hustle and hustle, and it's gonna get you many. I mean, you already like many people are telling you like, oh, you already got it, but you want, you could do more, so you're gonna do this. So that's amazing.
More. Thank you so much.
You're a blessing, honestly. Thank you.
You're a blessing. And I'm telling you, if you have an idea, go for it. Like, you're never too old to do anything. You're never too, just do it. And you'll always figure out the rest later.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ileana. I appreciate it so much. You have a great day.
You too.
God bless you.